Hey guys, welcome to the Nonlinear Recovery Life of Jessica. I'm Jessica. Welcome to my channel. So I posted a video earlier today, but I wanted to do a second one because I have been working in my room today, organizing some of my math manipulatives and all kinds of different stuff I've been doing. So I thought I'd come on and share. I don't have my tripod, so my phone's kind of wonky. And share some of my organization tips and tricks that I have found. So I'm a very organized person. Everything has to be in a certain place. Everything needs to be in a certain order. Like, everything is easily accessible to both me and my kids. So I found, I'm all about containers and I'm all about dollar store. If you know me at all, you know that I will go to the dollar store at least once a week, if not every 2 weeks. So a couple of these things did come from Dollar Tree. A couple came from Amazon, some came from Walmart. Either way, I'm all about getting it as cheap as possible, but as well made as possible. So I thought I'd share some of the containers I found that fit certain math manipulatives that I have. And I'll put the link of each one in the description. So if you want to find them and buy them for yourself, there they will be. So first up is this little container box. Right now you can get them on Dollar Tree. They come 3 for $1. So they're super, super handy. I love them. Like, they're pretty well made, even like to come from the Dollar Tree. Most of their containers are. I highly recommend, whatever you're trying to find something to put it in, I would highly recommend heading to the Dollar Tree with the manipulative or whatever it is you're trying to organize, and just start opening boxes if possible. So this is a little snap lid container. It actually fits really well. They're super small. I use them for my place value disc, the little ones that the kids have, and I also use the same container as for my I forgot the name of these. The little red and yellow disc, whatever they're called. I'll think of it in a second. But they snap on both sides, and they snap pretty loud, which I like. That way the kids know they're close. And I mean, you can drop them. They're pretty well made. So I have actually all of these in a drawer that is where my computer sits. I have a 2-drawer big desk area that my computer sits on. I have all of them in there, so I can just open up the drawer and we can pass these out. These are so much better than having them in Ziploc bags. Ziploc bags tear. Kids can't sometimes get them closed. There's just a lot of issues with Ziploc bags. I don't like Ziploc bags. But these come from the Dollar Tree. I'm pretty sure they're right now, they're 3 for $1. Sometimes they're 2 for $1, but especially when it's back to school time and it's like summertime, they have them 3 for $1. So I'll put the link for those. These are the best things I have bought so far. Like, these are so handy to have, and they're super easy to pass out, and the kids love them. So that's the first thing. The second thing I had was, I've seen a lot of teachers have individual banks for their kids, and I really like that aspect, because I would love for the kids to have their own fake money to play with while I'm manipulating stuff on the board, or I'm giving them, like, you have $1, the thing costs 45 cents, to be able to play with it. And even get used to counting change, because counting money is such a important skill that I feel like a lot of kids don't have anymore. So I wanted to do the little individual banks. So I had found a blog of a teacher that organized her math manipulatives, and I had reached out to her on Instagram, and she sent me the link to the containers she had bought for the individual banks, and they were on the Container Store. In order for me to get a class set, and I wanted to even get a little bit more, so I ended up wanting to get about 25 to 30. To get a class set of the container ones from the Container Store was going to be $75. Now, I kept that in my back pocket just in case I couldn't find anything else. So I started reaching out on Instagram. I started reaching out on different social media platforms that I have, where I had teachers that I followed, and I had one message me, and I actually went to high school with her. Cassie, thank you. So she had sent me a link to an organizer on Amazon that came in a 4-pack, and I was like, oh, I'm totally down for multiple things in a pack. So it looks like this. let me get one actually. Well, I won't worry about it because mine's got a thing on it. So it looks like this. It's a 5 slot bead organizer, actually, is what it is. And all I did was, I loved it because it snaps closed really well. And when you open it, it's got individual slots. But what I really liked is these don't move. So I didn't have to worry about like the coins sliding into a different slot. They would absolutely stay organized like they needed to. All I did was I created a little chart to put on the top of the lid so that they would know what each coin was. And then with me having a Harry Potter classroom, I made it Gringotts Wizarding Bank, individual wizard or property of Gringotts. So I love this little container. It actually worked out really well because the teacher that I inherited all the coins and most of the manipulatives I have from had created little like $5 and $1 bills, and they're very, very small. And they fit perfectly well in the slot where I was putting like my dollar coin and my 50-cent piece. So they fit perfect. The only thing I have is my $10 bill, which I just kind of folded up a little bit. Not even fold it really. I just kind of lay it into that last slot and I close it up and it's ready to go. I don't know if I've thought about remaking the $1 and the $5, but I hate to waste the ink and the paper. So I'll probably just stick with it for a while. But I haven't used these with kids yet. I actually just got these containers. I got enough finally this week. So I came in and organized all the rest that I had. But I haven't tried these with kids yet. I hope they work pretty well. They lock really well. And they'll be able to like keep them. Like if I wanted to slide them in their desk, I could slide them in their desk. So that's my individual bank. I highly recommend this. I want to say it was like 10, maybe about 10.68 or something for 4. But I actually was gifted about 4 sets of them through the Amazon group I'm in. So I only had to buy 2 sets. So if you would like to organize it, either buy them all yourself or ask around and maybe somebody would like to donate some money to your classroom or even donate and offer to buy them for you. So highly recommend these. I don't know how they do with kids. I haven't tried them yet, but hopefully they do well. So now my kids have individual banks. Another thing that I had an issue with trying to figure out how to organize was my base 10 foam blocks. So I'll open the container. So it's these, the little foam ones that are 1s, 10 sticks, and the hundreds one. So they're foam. The previous teacher that I took the classroom over for had them in Ziploc bags. And that works pretty well. But it gets very aggravating, as I've said before. Kids can't really get them closed, or they break, or they come apart, and it's just a big mess. So and it takes up a lot of space. So I was like, I've got to figure out how to store these base 10 blocks. So I went to the dollar store, because I always go to the dollar store, and I found a container. It's actually the flip top too, but it's a little bit longer. It's about the size of probably a pencil box, but it's a little bit deeper. And I thought, well, this will work. So I placed the hundreds flat into it, and it was almost too big. Like I could have put 2 sets into the one container. And I thought, okay, that's a backup plan if I can't find something else. So I had bought, at Walmart, I had bought the container that holds photo albums, or not photo albums, but photos, where it's the big, like, container with a handle, and then inside of it has the little individual boxes. So I was sitting around one day in my classroom, still trying to debate how the heck I was going to store these things, because I've got time right now to organize everything, and I'd like to be able to do that, but I can't figure out how to organize it. So I took one of those out, and they look like this. And I took one of those out, and I just tried it, and everything fit perfectly inside of this. So I didn't want to use the one that I had, and you can see they fit perfect. Like, even these are on top of the flat, and these are stacked too high. It fits perfect. So I didn't want to use the ones I had bought out of the container, because I was going to use those for task cards, but I started looking on Amazon, and I found where you can buy 10 of these I can't remember exactly how much I paid for these, but I went ahead and bought them for myself. I bought 3 sets, so I had 30 of them, and these are the best. They're big, but they're not that, like, wide. Like, they're long, but they're not that wide, so they fit pretty well. So in that drawer that my computer's sitting on, I now have a class set of the value disc, a class set of the counters, a class set of banks, and a class set of the base 10 blocks. So I haven't tried these either with the kids. When I was setting them up and putting everything in, I noticed that, like, this is a little bit flimsy, like when you have to click it back. So I'm a little bit worried about that, but I think as long as I talk about it with them, I think it'll be okay. So this, if you want to figure out how to store your base 10 blocks in individual sets, I saw a lot of, like, posts that would put, like, store them all together, but I wanted it to be individual so I could just hand out and, like, my kids could use them. So that's what I've found. Now, you may have found something else, but I will link those as well. They work perfect for me. So on top of that, just a funny one. If you haven't been using coffee cups to store your pens, you're missing out, y'all. And also, this is the office coffee cup that I got. So I don't drink coffee. So I always love coffee cups, though, because they're so much, like, they're so fun and they're so unique. And people always buy them, and, like, they're thinking of you when they buy it. So I always try to figure out a way to use them. So this one I got as a Christmas present from James. And I store all my, not all of my, because y'all don't want to know how many flare pens I got, but I store my flare pens and my G2 pens in this. So it says false. So I thought that was kind of funny. So if you're not using coffee cups, if you don't drink coffee, there are ways to use this, because I don't drink coffee. But I love using coffee cups to store pens. I also have a coffee cup on my desk that's really deep, and I use that to store paper clips because I have a lot of paper clips. On top of that, if you have a really deep drawer, like my desk, I actually have one of these, and these can get pricey, but I've actually been given about 2 of them. And some were left by the teacher who was here before me, so I'm very appreciative of that. But these fit really well in really deep drawers of like this little desk I have here. So I actually have one of these inside of that desk, and that's what these are in, so that they're not kind of rolling around everywhere. They're kind of placed in here. Also, these are great to have in your room to store board games for indoor recess, or just board games you have. I have 2 like full ones over there with board games in them. This one I just emptied because this is where all my base 10 blocks were, so I'm gonna have to figure out what to do with it, but I'm definitely not getting rid of it because I know I can think of something. Back here, it's kind of hard to see, but I have a black metal shelf that's 4 or 5 shelves, I think, that I had brought in my first year, and I had used it to organize all of the stuff that we use in each unit. We teach core knowledge, and with that comes like our social studies and our science units, and they're pretty in-depth units about different things. So I wanted something where I could, because we pull out, like, each unit we have like different activities, or we have crafts, or we have special days that go along with it. And we have like books that the kids like just focus on that topic. So I wanted somewhere that I could put all of that without it just being stacked up. So I was trying to figure out something. So I happened to go to Walmart, and you have to excuse this basket. This basket's not organized. This came out of a closet that I haven't figured out how to organize yet. Me and my mom are working on that. Actually, my mom's working on that, thank God. So I found these, so ignore what's in it because this is going to change. But I found these laundry baskets. And you can kind of see like how big they are. For about $7, $8 a piece. And I ended up buying like as many as they had, and I kept going back until I had enough, because these were perfect to store all of my unit things. So they're plastic, but they're pretty secure. I have a lot of books stuffed into some of mine because some of our units are much longer than some of the other ones, and they do pretty well. I do have to make sure to hold the bottom because I don't want them to break. But I haven't had any problems out of them, knock on wood. But they are wonderful. It makes everything be a lot more organized so that I can just pull the basket down. I'm ready for the whole unit, put it back up, pull the next basket down. I'm working through them again because I've had just a lot of stuff that was left over that I have either not used or been given and I don't want it anymore. So I'm kind of still going through those and getting them a little bit better organized because some of our units are shorter. So I've kind of combined a couple of them into one basket. So I'm trying to organize that a little better. But that's helped me not have to have everything in like bags, because Ziploc bags are great, but they look rough after a while. So that's pretty much it on the gist of how I've organized everything. Like I said, there's still a cabinet over here that we're working on. I might do a video of it soon. But if anything else, I highly recommend, if you're a beginning teacher or you've been teaching for a while and you just can't seem to get organized, Dollar Tree baskets are great. The 3-drawer, even though they're pricey, the 3-drawer organizers, where you can place paper and stuff in, those get a little pricey, but sometimes you can find them at thrift stores. Some people will even give them away. Like my mom's got 2, I think, already, that we're giving away. And let me show you what I mean by those three drawers, because there's a couple of different ones. So I highly recommend, let me move my chair. I highly recommend one of these. This is where I have, for my assistant, I have the stuff I need copied. I have any intervention things I'm doing, and then I have my master copies go back in here when she's done. Highly recommend those. They help me stay really organized, and they've helped my assistant a lot. And also with the 3-drawer thing, if you want to do groups of desks, I actually had these left over. The teacher that was here didn't take them, but I highly recommend these 3-drawer things as well. Most of them roll. They are great for having individual groups. Like my kids are sorted into houses with Harry Potter, so each group has a group set of rulers, a group set of markers, crayons, paper, and clipboards. So they know to go to their gray cart, pick up their stuff, and then they're ready to go. And then they know too, like, where to put it back. So it helps saves a lot of room, like in their desk, because their desk can get full very quick. So yeah. So I guess that's really it. There's other things I could show you, but they're not really organizing. And see, there's my 2 bins back there with all of my games and stuff in them. But I'm sure there's more I could show you. If you guys are interested, I can find or I can film some more of my organization things. But I just thought I'd share those couple of things that really have helped me stay organized as a BT. On top of that, like, I have a whole cabinet that is organized with my school supplies that I have extra. I can show you that. And then just little tips and tricks that I've found if you guys are interested. So y'all let me know. Hopefully this helps. If it does, let me know. If you have something else that maybe you'd like to share that you think I would enjoy or that would help me, please feel free. Otherwise, I guess I'll see you guys later.